A couple of points. One was kind of about the consumer choice act, and also building on what Jesse said. On Radio 4 yesterday, the government's head food advisor, there was a little debate about bottled water and tap water, and he said that conclusively tap water was as beneficial to our health than bottled water. Bottled water wasn't any better. He also said that there was tests which had basically come out with the result that people can't really tell the difference between mineral water, filtered water, and tap water. And the second argument, well, it was just a point really. I raised this with the unit when People and Planet were asked about water coolers and water fountains, and I said, there are companies which do water coolers, and some of the money gets donated to charities such as these, and they obviously didn't listen because they put Yorkshire Water ones instead. So hopefully, if we get any more, there'll be One Water ones, or money from the water coolers will go to a charity. So hopefully that'll be put in place.
I just want to talk about consumer choice again. And I'm a big believer in the more or less what we want to do. I don't think there should be curtailed to any means. Except, and this is quite like an important concept in liberalism. It's been around quite a long time. One should not talk about it. But there's freedom to do anything you want to, as long as it does not take away the freedom of others. And that's really important. And that's what bottled water does. You have the freedom to choose bottled water, but at the same time, you are polluting the environment. You are adding to unnecessary waste. You are creating climate change. And that definitely takes away from the freedom of people in the developing world. It takes freedom away from people here. It takes freedom away from people in the US whole. It takes people's freedom away. We don't have the freedom to do that. You don't have the freedom to know. You don't have the freedom to run someone over. You don't have the freedom to stamp on someone's foot. No one's saying I want the consumer freedom to stamp on someone's foot. We have the freedom to wear whatever t-shirt we want to. We have the freedom to dye our hair whatever colour we want to. We have the freedom to say whatever we want to. But those things don't harm people. What all it does, and that's the difference. That's what was really we're talking about when we're talking about consumer choice.
And also, furthering, if you want to talk about choice, and this man was just talking about when they do taste tests, consistently they find that they do taste tests with different brands of bottled water that people sincerely can't tell the difference, and frequently actually choose the tap water which they prefer. In fact, consumers are so fond of one particular kind of tap water in particular, which is New York City tap water. There is now a brand of bottled water called Tap NY. So you can buy New York City tap water if you happen to live anywhere else in America, because it is that preferable. It's a fact.
I completely agree with that. I think the point we're making is that people want it in bottles. They want the convenience of being able to have water in bottles. I'm not averse to this bottled water. There's I think it's Harrogate up here, who actually do the same thing. It's called 464, and it's actually municipal water, but it's bottled. But the point is that it's, you're all standing here, you're probably all a bit thirsty. You can't actually do anything unless you have to have a bottle with you, and that's what it's about. Choice to do that. I think the other thing to bear in mind is that there's 7 times more beverage products than there is bottled water in the UK. 7 times more. So whoever raised the point about we shouldn't just stop banning bottled water, we should ban all bottles, actually is perfectly true, because it shouldn't just be about bottled water, it should be about reducing everything that people consume. Everybody here wearing t-shirts, 2,700 litres of water used to make one t-shirt. I started buying so many t-shirts a couple of years ago when I found out your latte that you drink in the morning, 200 litres of water used to make one latte. I know it sounds incredible, but it's true. So we're going to get some statistics. And, but it's about being sensible. The debate for me is not pro or minus bottled water. Actually, all water tastes the same below 3 degrees centigrade. Not a broad statistic. So you can't really differentiate if it's chilled anyway. But anyway, that's it.
And just to say that I couldn't agree with you more, that people should buy less t-shirts, that people should buy less lattes, and hopefully the fact that Leeds University Union has decided to start selling bottled water will make people realise this, that this is one of the things that is wrong with the world, and that it's a whole part of a consumerist society that we don't need, and this is just one product. But maybe they should buy that extra bottle of Coke, maybe they should buy all the extra products that we don't need.
People like you will buy less t-shirts. People can do what they want.
Unless it harms other people. Unless it harms other people.
Yeah.
Why people like me may not murder. People like me may not do a lot of stuff. But the reason we're suggesting that there shouldn't be bottled water inside, the reason we're suggesting this is a ridiculous thing, is because it harms people. That's what we're talking about when we talk about choice. People should have the choice to do it. Like, where does that end? Just because you can't see the impact when you buy a bottle of water doesn't mean that it's not doing harm. It's still doing harm. Just because it's not in front of you, just because you haven't kicked and you have to kick it in the face, that doesn't mean that you haven't effectively done it. Yeah, that's big.
Ow! I just want to say that information has made a massive difference, because there are a hell of a lot of indifferent people who are going to the union and buying reusable plastic bottles, because I didn't realise they were in the shop. I'm not going to the shop, like, I think I went briefly yesterday, but I didn't realise they were selling them until I saw people with them. So I think it is getting people to talk about this issue, which is incredibly important. And another thing, I think that the 33 grand loss that you're talking about, I think that's quite misleading, because the fact that there won't be any water bottles there doesn't mean that's going to be empty space. There are going to be more things there that are going to generate revenue, so it won't necessarily be that if you can run loss.
Yeah, maybe the students will have 33 grand between them to spend on things that they need. Yeah, but the issue with plastic's not just about climate change, it's also about the damage that bottles do to wildlife. There's an area of the Pacific which is nicknamed the area of plastic soup, and a large proportion of that plastic soup is full of plastic bottles, along with lots of other plastic debris, and it sort of collects in this massive area because of the ocean currents. And the plastic bottles and other plastic causes horrendous damage to the wildlife in the oceans and affects the whole ecosystem. When these degrade in the water, they release chemicals which aren't found there naturally, and they do cause a lot of damage to the wildlife living in there. So it's also about issues to do with that as well.